Hello, we're back with everything about consciousness, dreams, and more. This is Jamie Butler. Hello, Jamie.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Erik.
And we have Erik. Erik's saying, "What's up?"
What's he wearing today?
He's got his AC/DC shirt on. I almost mentioned it earlier when he was tapping on his chest. I noticed the lightning bolt.
He loves that one.
Yeah, it's just a t-shirt, no collar to it or anything, short sleeve, and he doesn't have a baseball cap on.
Okay. You should hide your unruly hair with a cap every time, babe.
He says, "I'm not being filmed."
That's true. All right, now let's talk about the difference between coma, dream, and general anesthesia. Those are all different states of consciousness, right?
Ding ding. Yes.
Okay.
He's pretending he has like a set of chimes or bells or something, and he does this. Anyways.
All right, so tell me about the differences.
So we're going to take the three, which is dream state, coma, and anesthesia. So dream state is... Slow down. Dream state is done naturally. Coma is because of an injury or a need of a massive repair. And anesthesia is done chemically. Although you enter into these states of mind or consciousness different ways, it's all getting you to the same level. It's getting you away from the physical body, away from what you define as reality. I'm sorry, quotes, reality. And allowing the person who's having that experience to tap into their own subconscious, cross dimensions, to some people would say the afterlife or heaven, or have that kind of communication to that realm or location. And he said, "You know what, Mom? You failed to mention another one that I think ranks..." Oh, don't talk about it. That ranks highly there. He's talking about hallucinatives.
Okay.
So drugs where you're still awake in your body, but it's definitely removing you from what you define to be your reality in itself. And so he's throwing his arm up in the air and he says, "I always promote safe use of drugs." Like, how do you do that? Because it needs to be with someone who knows the psyche, who's a therapist, a psychiatrist, something like that. He goes, that would just be, I know, that would be, he says this quite a bit, that would be the sweet spot for a human who obviously doesn't want to go into a coma, or maybe doesn't really recall their dreams or have those lucid dreams, but they're able to be with someone who can really take care of their physical body while they have this journey, and then bring that experience into their conscious state and just watch how it would change their entire belief system. Just phenomenal. So there's really no difference except how you enter into that state. And then when you're in that state, like I mentioned before, it's kind of like pulling in one realm that's above you and pulling it down to you, and letting the two merge and seeing what kind of experiment you've created from it.
What do you mean, experiment you've created from it?
Because that's like with any recipe, Mom. Like, if it calls for 1 cup of milk, but you put 1.5 in it, you're fucking with your recipe. So each time you're going into these states of mind or dream, you're not always using the same kind of measuring. You're going to add something different, do something different. You know, it's like, whoa, Rowdy. It's like fucking science, man. It's just not really rowdy about it. What do you mean? So, he's ranting. Science is always trying to take an equation and duplicate it and duplicate it and duplicate it, but it's you can't. what you did 5 minutes ago, you can't do now. Because 5 minutes ago, it was different. You know, you knew less. You fucking know more in 5 minutes. Because you already did it once. So you're not going to be true to the experiment. So, whenever you're going into these other planes, dimensions, states of mind, or consciousness, it's an experiment. It's going to be new every single fucking time because you're not coming in with the same doses of whatever you did before. You're a different person. You're needing something different. Because I think that's really... The F words are starting to come out.
Uh-oh. You were so nice. You were like a choir boy before this all, for the last 2 parts. What the heck?
Guys, it's like it ticked off when people want to sit and talk about this shit that we're talking about, and they want it to be the same each time we talk about it. They want it to be a process. They want it to be some kind of equation that they can get their hands on and just duplicate, and that it's going to make it real. Fuck that shit. What's real is the experience that you're having. Not if you can fucking duplicate it. Trash that shit.
You're right, he is on a rant.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's peeved. I want people to... Just pausing. I want people to experience their life as is. And stop thinking about what it should be. Or comparing it to what somebody else had done. There's a fucking judgment eye that we carry around. It's screwing with you, man. It's robbing you. It's totally robbing you. Violating your true experience of life. Because... Take a breath, Erik. Because you're going to fucking believe that what somebody else is saying is what you should be doing. I'm astounded, he says. I'm astounded. We're all unique, and we're all doing this. And there's just not an equation that I can hand you. But I'll constantly tell you what I know, and I wish it would be more specific, but we're all individuals. But I will say, I will consistently tell you that your experience is real to you.
All right.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, now I know I'm on a tangent. Because I ran into a dead end there. I was like, all right.
So he's circling around the cul-de-sac.
He's laughing about that, yeah.
All right, now when we dream, can we travel to other probable realities, past and future lives, and can we meet our other selves?
Yes, yes, and yes, and yes.
Okay. I gotta have more than that.
Oh. He said it's really cool. Because, we already talked about dream state being able to travel cross-dimensional, being able to let go of the view of reality that we feel is accurate, right? So it just kind of rips the curtains open on the Wizard of Oz. You see what's really there is that time is stacked and you're having all these experiences and you might not know it, but when you're doing that kind of interdimensional travel during dream state or in coma or, in any other kind of way that you tried to get into altered state of mind, even meditation, meditation you do without the drugs, it's true mental discipline, but it can get you to the same state of mind. No matter how you arrive, many people don't know that they actually handpick or choose their experiences, right? They think they were just managing or handling it, but actually, just because you're not asking for it verbally, oh, here's my card, yes, I'd like to check out this book and read this story. But you go into that subconscious and you're traveling outer body or you're going cross-dimensional into other lives, it is connecting to your emotional soul. And your emotional soul is saying, we need this. We need to be a part of this so we understand who we are more in what we consider the now. And that in and of itself is like a verbal agreement, like, hey, here's my card, this is the book, please give me the book. You know, it's funny how we want to pretend, or we want to believe that our mind is the smartest thing we have. You just started laughing. Maniacal laugh.
Whoa, like that?
You're cracking me up. He says, but it's not the smartest thing we have. It's not the most intelligent thing that we possess. Our emotions are the most intelligent thing that we possess. They're the most authentic. They don't get filtered. They don't get translated.
That's true.
It's just raw and out there.
Raw emotions.
So shout out to Ra.
The sun god. All right, so we can actually meet our other selves in different lives, huh? I mean, are we conscious of it? Can we be conscious of that? Like, hey, me in the 1600s, how they hanging?
Well, we can with the help, maybe if we do hypnosis or past life regression. But even that is using altered state of minds to reach that location.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but at least it's recorded and we can bring that information back in today's life. So it involves consciousness, and yes, we can. And I think there's a lot to learn from it.
I bet.
He gets up close to me, he goes, Brian Weiss, man, you're onto something.
There we go. Well, so have you ever met your other selves, Erik?
Oh, yeah. And what do you think? He said he has some lives where he's pretty good looking.
Oh, you are good looking now.
He said, well, you know, overall, taking kind of the joke out of it, being able to communicate with all the lives that you're processing, it's really fucking humbling. It's really eye-opening, and you see how much you put yourself through to even get yourself to where you are now. He said he's really grateful for that kind of experience. He said without it, he thinks that each slither of a soul that possesses a body would just be untethered from the whole.
That makes sense.
Because, Mom, you'll really dig that shit when you get here.
Okay.
Really looking at what your true essence is and all the lives that you've chose to play out. It's cool shit.
It sounds mind-blowing.
He just laughs. He goes, I guess. There's the whole thing of thinking that the information that we're going to learn is here. He's just like doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not a word for it, so he's just going to do this.
Run your fingers through that unruly hair while you're there. I know it's never seen a comb.
Yeah, I don't think he can get his fingers through it. Just stop.
All right. Well, I think this is a good place to end off. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Erik's blowing kisses. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Erik, you were stellar as always. Now, if you want to listen to or read more about Erik, go to his site, www.channelingerik.com. And, of course, Jamie's site is withloveandlight.com, and is spelled out. What did he say?
He's just horsing with you.
Oh, gosh, of course. It never stops. He did it when he was here, too.
He said, bye, everyone. Bye, Mom. I love you.
I love you, too, baby. Bye.
Bye.